What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Blothers podcast. My name is Jacob Shanker.
And I'm Gur and we'd like to welcome you back to the second episode of Wheel Wednesday.
That's right. And if you weren't here and to watch the first Wheel Wednesday, how it's going to work is we're going to spin a wheel, and with three different sports as of right now: basketball, football, and soccer. And after we spin that wheel, whatever it lands on, we're going to pick a different position, and then we're going to pick the player.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. So let's get the
wheel.
wheel.
Yep. All right. See what we get. All right, soccer. All right, so now we have the three positions for soccer: the forwards, midfielders, and defenders. Let's see what we got. We're going to pick from defenders.
All right, so we have on our wheel the top 15 defenders in the world according to the FIFA 22 Ultimate Team ratings.
That's right. So let's see who the first person is. And it's going to be Ramos as the first person.
Okay, so Ramos and Van Dijk. I think it's honestly the best thing that we could have gotten.
It is. I mean, they're two of the best defenders in the world as of right now. But, I mean, who do you have? Who's the better defender?
I think it's Ramos. I mean, I do, because Van Dijk, I think he was really, he had one amazing season. And I'm not going to count that out, right? He had one incredible season. But I don't think it makes him, a top 5 center back of all time like people say he is. I feel like he just had one really good season, and the rest he's just been good, not great, just good. And with Ramos, he's been great for the past, 15 years? I think Ramos, you can argue he's the best center back ever.
I mean, yeah, if I had to look at it more, I mean, as of right now, yeah, I mean, Ramos is one of the best of all time, undisputably. And if we're talking about their entire careers, obviously you're picking Ramos, who was unbelievable for when he was on Real Madrid, playing with that unstoppable team and stopping again and playing with the rivalry against Barca and trying to stop Messi and everybody. But as of right now, as of the 2020-2021 season, I'm picking Van Dijk, because just the way that he's able to control that part of the field for Liverpool it's really special.
I mean, I have to say I strongly disagree with you. I think Van Dijk, yes, he's a good player, but I think he's extremely overrated.
How so?
Because
besides the fact about how people think he's the best of all time, but besides that.
Well, I'm not even counting that. I mean, in that season that he was incredible in, I mean, Liverpool won the Champions League, and I'm not saying that during that season, yes, he was the best center back in the world. Okay. But then the next season, he started off the season poorly. Then he got injured. And then this season, he started it off even worse. Like we saw in that game against Man City on the weekend when they drew 2-2, or not on the weekend, on Sunday when they drew 2-2. Bernardo Silva just absolutely dropped him and humiliated him the entire game. And I think if that was Sergio Ramos, yes, he might have. If I'm Sergio Ramos, I'm committing one hard foul, and then the player's scared of you for the rest of the game. And I think that is a little dirty, but it gets things done. You look at Ramos, you see him as the scariest center back ever.
I mean, yeah, he probably is one of, if not the scariest center back, and like you were saying, the best center back ever. But I mean, it's also not like it's a long shot that I'm saying Van Dijk is better. I think it's extremely close, and this season could even change my mind. Now that Ramos is on PSG and he's with this completely new team and this entirely new system, it could really change my mind, because he was with Real Madrid for so long. And he was with that system for so long. And if he can really continue to help PSG and push through and win the games and even win the Champions League, then he's undoubtedly going to be number one.
I feel like the I feel like Ramos is that much better than Van Dijk just because of the fact that he's an absolutely incredible leader. I feel like you have Ramos on your team, automatically the rest of the team gets better. Because this guy, if you make a mistake, he's gonna let you know about it. If you do something good, he's gonna let you know about it. I feel like he's sort of in the way that he leads his team is sort of Michael Jordan-esque. And I'm not saying that he's the best ever, but I'm saying that as a teammate, he's the sort of teammate that Michael Jordan was, in the fact that he's not gonna go easy on you ever. And I feel like that's what makes the players that he plays with that much better.
I mean, he is a phenomenal leader. I think both players are phenomenal leaders. I mean, as of right now, they're obviously not the best player on their teams, on their respective teams, right? With Salah for Liverpool and Messi for, I mean, you could say Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, any of them for PSG, right? But they're still phenomenal leaders. And I really think that just at the way that Van Dijk, as he was playing in his amazing season, and even though he's not off to a great start right now, he still has a chance to come back and to continue to be a great player and to show why he can be or is the greatest defender in the game right now.
Well, I think that I think that Ramos is undoubtedly the best center back in the world right now, and I think Van Dijk doesn't even make my top three.
Really? Then who's your top three?
I have Ramos, I have Chiellini, and I have Varane.
Well, obviously you're gonna pick Varane.
Not because of bias, just because I feel like he's a phenomenal center back. He's fast. He has good decision making. He has great passing. Obviously, great in the air, a great defender. And I feel like Van Dijk is worse than him. I feel like Chiellini is very underrated, and I think Ramos is just Ramos, and he's the best center back of all time.
I mean, obviously Varane and Chiellini are fantastic center backs, and I have them as definitely top five. But I just don't think that they're better than Van Dijk. Right? I think the gap between them is getting closer and closer. Right? Before, I think that Van Dijk was much better than all this other competition, all these other defenders. But as of right now, I think the gap for me is closing as each day and each game goes on. Because with Van Dijk, he's able to bring such a presence onto the field.
Well, you can say the same thing of Ramos.
You're right, I know. But I'm saying that I just have him being slightly better as a player right now.
Okay, when you compare the two, okay, I think that in terms of, their pace and how quick they are, I think that, yes, Van Dijk is quicker than Ramos. He's very fast. He is taller than Ramos, but I don't think that makes him better in the air. I think if I needed someone to win a header in the 90th minute to win me the game, to clear the ball, I would take Ramos over Van Dijk, because I feel like Ramos, being as scary as he is and being as, and having that, really big presence that he has, I feel like no one's going to take the ball off of him. And I also feel like Ramos is a player that wants the ball more than any other player on the pitch and at any given time. And I can't say the same thing for Van Dijk.
I mean, I think obviously, I think Ramos probably, if you would want a guy to clutch up and to clutch out the game, sure, let's pick Ramos. But I mean, and about the header thing, I don't know who I would pick. Right? I think both of them could do just as well. I mean, obviously better than any other player in the world. But I mean, I think that this season and these next few games are really going to decide for me, because going into the season, I still had Van Dijk as being the best defender in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens.
If you look at their other attributes, right, in terms of passing, Ramos is a good passer. I think Van Dijk is a subpar passer.
He's fine.
We've seen him make awful passes, but at the same time, we've seen him make amazing passes. So I guess you can say that his passing is, it's subpar. In terms of tackling, it's extremely hard to get by any of them. But I think just because of the fact that, the scariness factor again, and I feel like I'm saying it over and over again.
Yeah.
If you're gonna dribble past Ramos, you know that you're gonna get kicked in the back or something. And yes, he's gonna get a yellow card, but whatever, he still stopped you. And I feel like with Van Dijk, if you get past him, you get past him.
But here's the thing, Van Dijk is Ramos is extremely strong. He's extremely powerful with the way that he tackles and the way that he defends the players. But Van Dijk is so fast. And he's also, I think, just as strong as Ramos. But he's just so fast that he can get past and get the defender. And get the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're talking if we're talking about a player that, all right, they just so happen to go past, like let's say Van Dijk or Ramos, who do I think will be able to catch up to that player quicker and who will be able to make sure that they can stop that goal? I'm picking Van Dijk.
I mean, you can say that because of his pace, Van Dijk can catch up to the player, but I think, once you get past Ramos, you get tackled from behind.
Pace is a huge thing for defenders, though. And not even that, his tackling is also still very good.
It is, and I never said it wasn't. I feel like it's very hard to get past any of these players because they're just so good defensively.
Yeah.
I feel like, once I know as a former soccer player, I know that if a player, if I dribbled past a player and he tackled me from behind and it hurt, then I'm gonna have that in the back of my mind for the rest of the game. And I think that, if he catches up to me, then I'm just going to say, okay, he caught up to me, but next time he won't.
Yeah, but that's not what you can do with these players. They're going to catch up to you every single time you get there.
Yeah, with these players, it's
unless you're Messi or Ronaldo, or Lewandowski, it's not going to happen.
It's true, yeah. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. I'm Gur Arieli.
I'm Jacob Shanker. Tune into the next episode next week.